Alright, welcome to Sunday school. So I'm going to be addressing like common issues among people, among lifters, and my sister will be my patient, and she is experiencing some shoulder pain, which is pretty common in the population just because everyone's shoulders are so rolled forward from, looking at her cell phones, just having her head down all the time, which causes a lot of impingement issues in the shoulders. And since she lifts, is doing a lot of bench pressing, it's just aggravating it. So I'll show you some things, how I kind of address it, and some things to kind of clear it up. So if you just look at her, sit normally, you can just see how her shoulders are rolled forward. They should be like, back like so. Yeah, and now sit normally again. And then you can see too, she has a slight anterior head carriage where her head goes a little bit forward. Also pretty common. So she's experiencing pain. Show me where. Yes, just at the front of her shoulder. So there's a few tests you can do just to see if it's either the bicep tendon, which I'm guessing it is, or if it is one of the rotator cuff muscles that's being aggravated. Tests that you can do is just put your hand out forward like this and then have them push into it. So this is for the bicep tendon. The subscap would be kind of out like so, and having them push in. And wait, I said, did I say supraspinatus? That's supraspinatus, my bad. And then so the subscap is like this. So go like this. Like so, and you kind of have them push into your hand. And if any of these produce pain, then you can kind of pinpoint which muscle it actually is. But on her, I'm pretty sure it's her bicep tendon from the location and from the test that I did, the lift off test where they push straight up. So things that you can do to address this is certain exercises, and also looking at the actual underlying causes. So just because there's pain here, it doesn't mean that's where it's coming from. A lot of times it could be coming from the T-spine. So here. So I'll have her lay face down. And so a lot of times people are lacking extension throughout the T-spine here. So I can just even palpate up along her T-spine and kind of see where it locks up. So just about right here. And right there's she's pretty bad actually, to tell you the truth. But yeah, so as chiropractors, you can go in, and adjust the areas you find that are stuck and free that up. Okay, and so to go along with the T-spine, you can kind of screen for the movement. So I'll have you give yourself a hug, kind of, cross your arms. And with this, you can kind of rotate, and see the rotation aspect of the T-spine. And you can just kind of see where they're stuck. And exercises for this. What I do to free up my T-spine, I'll show you. So this is one of the things, well, I'll show you a couple things, but, so I'll have my hand like this, and I'll just rotate as far as I kind of can, kind of forcefully, force it, and just keep coming up here, up, and start to open, up like that, and then I'll do it on this side too. So that's just one of the things. Another thing is you can get down on all fours like this and just open up as much as you can, like so, and do that on both sides. So those are the two major kind of extension and rotational aspects I'll do for my T-spine. Another thing is using a foam roller. So I'll lay over the foam roller. So with the foam roller under my T-spine, I'll extend over it and also try to rotate as far as I can on both sides. Okay, so along with the shoulder issue, a lot of times also it could be from not being able to engage your lats. So a big problem I'll see with a lot of lifters is when they're doing any type of back movement, like lat pull down for example, they're not engaging their lats, they don't know how to activate them. So instead of using the lats to pull the weight down, they're using their biceps. And over time, that's just a large strain for your biceps to keep pulling, and that's where you're gonna get like the bicep tendonitis here. So yeah, working on activating your lats. So there's different, I'll usually use like a band and do like attach it to a pole and just do pull downs like this where I can just feel my lats activating, and that's been a major key to eliminating any of my elbow pain or bicep pain, because your biceps cannot take over the role of your lats. It's too much strain on your bicep and those little muscles. So that is another aspect of it. And lastly, I'll show some like shoulder motion and how she doesn't have any. All right, so lastly is the shoulder, screening for the shoulder motion mobility. So I usually lock down the head of the humerus and then kind of let the arm naturally fall, and then you can see where it kind of locks out. So just relax here and here. So that is just really bad. So that is internal rotation, and external rotation is pretty terrible too. And then I'll take it now. You'll screen for both arms. And since it is her left arm, that's the problem. That's the one I'd kind of check out, but you kind of want to address both arms. So then, here, hold that again. So then, again, as chiropractors, once you find where it is that it's kind of stuck, that's where you can go in and, you know, take an adjustment to it and free it up. But there are some exercises that I do to free up that capsule. So I will show you that once I get to the gym, because it's a lot easier. So yeah, my number one tips for shoulder pain is finding the issue. Is it the bicep tendon, or is it actually one of the rotator cuff muscles? And then addressing if it's an issue of lat inactivation, if it's your T-spine that is not mobile, addressing those and fixing them. And go see your chiropractor.
I'm the world's greatest.
Okay, so since she was my model, I had to buy her Culver's
ice cream sundae.
So, okay.
Everybody getting love.
Okay, so I'll be showing the capsule opening exercises. So I usually recommend using a lacrosse ball. Yeah, because this is kind of painful. But what I do, so then I'm like this, completely on my side, and just taking my arm through the range of motion. And so on this arm, it stops here. So then this is where I'll apply pressure down here on this arm, push it down, and while I'm pushing it down with this arm, I'm going like this, pushing back against it. So I'll push down and push up at the same time for like 5 seconds, and then relax, kind of go farther, and keep doing that. So as you're forcing it back into external rotation, the internal muscles are going to relax. So that's the kind of reasoning behind doing that. So I'll just keep doing that, and then I'll take it again through the range of motion, and you can roll around and kind of get the knots out, and then you do the same thing on the other side.